In this video, we're going to be going over cost engineer versus quantity surveyor. What is the real difference? Hello, my name is Pinero. I'm a senior quantity surveyor working in the UK. I've worked for some of the biggest international firms like Balfour Beatty and Strabag. I have a master's degree in quantity surveying, and I've worked on some of the biggest infrastructure projects in Europe, like the HS2 project. Now, I get asked all the time, is a cost engineer just another name for a quantity surveyor? I don't like that question. How dare you? It is not. It is not. I also get asked who earns more, and even can I switch between the roles? In this video, I'm going to break it all down. The key differences and the similarities between the two roles, where you'll typically find each one, the kind of work that each one does, and of course, which one has the bigger paycheck. By the end, you know what sets these two roles apart, which one might suit you personally best, and where the differences really are, and why those differences really depend on where in the world you're working. Let's get straight into it. First of all, let's talk about the commonalities, what they have in common. So you find out both deal with cost management. Both roles work closely with budgets, forecast, financial reporting, that kind of thing. And both are deeply involved in making sure that a project stays on time within budget. Did you know that there are some companies where the cost engineer and the QS will be doing the exact same task, but they'll be called different things based on the department that they work in? Next, the differences. Let's look at the differences now. So, quantity surveyors. Quantity surveyor is more common in like the UK, Australia, New Zealand, all the Commonwealth countries. God save the Queen, the King. The QS often sits within the commercial team. QS will handle procurement, contracts, bill of quantities, variations, final accounting, all those sorts of things. They work a lot with the contractual and legal side of the documentation, as well as the engineering side, technical engineering drawings as well. So now let's look at the cost engineer. So the cost engineer you find that a little more in the United States of America, the Middle East, and industries that are like engineering led, like oil and gas industries. The cost engineering role a lot in those type of industries. So the cost engineers usually sit in like the project controls departments or the engineering team. They're focused on cost estimating, progress tracking. They look at trends, cost trends within the project, earned value management, things like that. They'll often have a stronger technical and engineering background, so they'll be more like technical and engineering focus rather than commercial and contract focused like a QS might be. So while both roles are cost focused, the cost engineers are often closer to like the engineering and the design function of things, and the QS is more closer to like the commercial and like the legal side of things. So let's look at the industry and like the career paths. So if you're considering either career, this is what you need to know. So, cost engineers. So, cost engineers often work on mega infrastructure projects. Talking like in oil and gas, like BP building, digging for oil offshore somewhere. I know Nigeria, let's say, they've got like these massive platforms, massive engineering drills going down. Those type of projects, you likely see cost engineers. Energy projects and heavy civils projects, they work in project controls or engineering management. So with quantity surveyors are more common in construction, buildings, civil engineering like roads, highways. They're also working like consultancy firms like Turner and Townsend, Donald, firms like that. The career paths of the quantity surveyor often leads to commercial manager, you can become a claims consultant, even work your way up to project director. The job title can change depending on the region, the industry, or whatever the company culture is. For example, some companies, they'll call their quantity surveyors, contract managers, for example. So there's little changes like that, but the work is pretty much the same. All right, so now let's talk about the money, the Benjamins. So in the UK, quantity surveyors can expect to earn anywhere from 40,000 to around 80,000, depending on where you are. That's for like the PAYE, so like the paychecks, company payroll. But if you're like a contractor or consultant, I mean, you can earn even more. You can earn like 150k plus a year. I know because I applied for one of those contracting roles and I didn't get it. But that's a different video for another day. In the Middle East and the US, $70,000 to $120, depending on which sector or where they're based, whether it's oil and gas, or oil and gas is like the highest paying sector for these type of jobs, basically. But yeah, you gotta remember that the salaries, they're very hugely dependent on your industry, where you're based, your experience level. So which one is for you watching this right now? Which career is for you? So if you're more into contracts, negotiation, like commercial kind of stuff, then the QS route might be your path. But if you're more into like actual engineering, you're an engineer, you know what I mean? You're into logic, project controls, and tracking performance, then you might want to go on the cost engineering side. Either way, both careers are great careers. Both roles are essential for projects, and they both offer great career potential, great career growth, and it's, you know what I mean, it's a good salary, you're paid well. That's it. That's the end of this video. If you're a young person aspiring to get into the construction industry, whether to be a cost engineer, QS, project manager, designer, health and safety guy, whatever you want to do, or if you're already in the industry and you're looking to advance your career further, hit the like button, subscribe. I try to post weekly videos where I go into like lots of different topics that will help you in your career. Please leave comments below. I do reply to all my comments. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.